recognize himself for an opening statement. Good morning and welcome to today's oversight hearing of the Federal Communications Commission. This is the third time we've had the FCC before us as Congress, and I'm pleased that we are maintaining a cadence of consistent oversight hearings. I want to first by starting again to once again offer our condolences to the chairwoman for the loss and passing of your father. We hope that your memories of him have helped you cope during this very difficult time. And although we can disagree on policy, we can come together to share each other's grief. So on behalf of the committee, once again, we're very sorry on his passing. The last time the FCC was before us, we discussed its role in President Biden's broadband takeover and its overregulation of the communications industry. Unfortunately, the agency has continued down this path. Earlier this year, the FCC voted to reclassify broadband as a common carrier under Title II of the Communications Act under the guise of net neutrality. This action expands the FCC's authority over broadband, allowing the agency to impose burdensome regulations that will make it harder for providers to deploy broadband. As I have stated before, this action is absolutely unnecessary. In 2017, after the FCC reversed the Obama FCC's reclassification of broadband, the Democrats told the world that we would get the internet one word at a time and that the internet as we knew it would end. As we all know, none of these true fears came true. In fact, the day that after the order was going in on rescinding it, I asked my office to keep track of how many of my constituents called in after repeal to say they'd lost their internet, and I received 0 calls. Instead, broadband networks thrive because of increased investment by private companies that has led to higher speeds and lower prices. Indeed, our networks survived the ultimate test when they withstood increased usage as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic, when almost every aspect of everyday life went online. Contrast what happened in the United States to what happened in Europe, where regulators had to ask websites like YouTube and Netflix to throttle and degrade services to withstand the increased demand. At our last hearing, the chairwoman attributed our success to states enacting their own net neutrality policies, but that can be further from the truth. The internet continued to function normally between the repeal and the states enacting their own laws. Only a few states acted and none enacted anything close to the utility-style regulations that the FCC repealed and is now reimposing. The true source of success for our networks is the light touch regulatory framework that the FCC just moved away from. This action is just one of the many taken by the FCC to hinder U.S. leadership in technology. The effect of these decisions is that deploying broadband and providing service will be more challenging for providers. These actions cannot come at a worse time. Congress provided $42.5 billion to close the digital divide. The Commission is undermining that effort by imposing regulations that will make it more expensive and more burdensome to deploy when they should be doing the opposite. I urge the FCC to reverse course and restore the light touch regulatory environment that allowed broadband investment to thrive. I have many questions about the direction the Commission is taking. I thank the Commissioners for being here today, and I look forward to discussing this and these other very important questions that will come before the Commission. And I will yield back the balance of my time and now recognize the ranking